If you're in the Rocky Mountains in July when the Rufous Hummingbirds are migrating through on their way back to Mexico, and the breeding broad-tailed hummers are still nesting, telling the males apart is a cinch. If you can tell the difference between green and orange, you're in business. The broad-tailed male has a green back and white front, with a rose magenta throat patch called a gorget. And even if your back is turned, you could identify a broad-tailed male by the distinctive high-pitched metallic buzz he emits. He can do that because one of the primary feathers in each wing is pointed, and the wind passing over it creates the trill. The rufous is, well, rufous of course, both back and front. And that rufous all over is so different for a hummingbird here in the States that I find it pretty riveting. Anyway, as long as the sun's not in your eyes, you know which of the males is which. The females of these two species, though, are tricky. They both have green backs and white fronts with a slight wash of rufous on the sides, more of it on the rufous females. They both have rufous in their tails, but again, the rufous females have more of it. Here are two broad-tailed females. You can see that the rufous coloring is only on the three outer tail feathers. Another shot of female broadtails shows you the front and back of their tails. Note that the rufous extends about a third of the way down the tail. But you have to have a mighty quick eye to discern all that without slow-mo. Here's the rufous female. The rufous in her tail goes almost to the center and extends halfway down the tail. If a female gives you an excellent look at spread tail feathers, and if you have a quick eye, you can tell which species it is from that alone. But they don't always do that. Still, take heart. There's an easier way to tell the two apart. The best way, if they cooperate and give you a look at their throats, is that the rufous female has a splotch of magenta there, sort of a mini gorget. The broad-tailed female doesn't have that. Now, if you don't see the throat or get a good look at a spread tail, you end up having to call it a UFF, an unidentified flying female.